Hi guys, my name is Juan and today we're going to talk about a brand new pathway to permanent residence in Canada, specifically in Alberta, called the International Graduate Entrepreneur Stream. And this stream is offered by the AINP, that is Alberta's Provincial Nominee Program. This stream allows the AINP to nominate qualified international graduates from Alberta post-secondary institutions who want to start or operate a business in Alberta to apply for permanent residence. This stream is based on an expression of interest system and it is now open for submissions. Successful applicants will be invited to submit a business application. As always, if you guys have any questions during the video, please feel free to ask them down below in the comment section or send me a private message. Do keep in mind that I'm not a professional, however, I can connect you to a certified immigration consultant, one that would offer a 30-minute free consultation. And if this content helps you guys out, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell to get all of the updates. In this video, we will go over the requirements to apply, factors that would help your chances, some application information, as well as what to do when you are invited to submit a business application, as well as what to do when you are nominated. And with that, let's get to the video. So first, let's go over all of the requirements. We will go over them one by one in greater detail, but first let's go over a quick summary. First up, we have education. You must have completed at least 2 years of full-time education in Alberta, resulting in a degree or diploma. Then we have work permit. So you must have a postgraduate work permit. After that, we have language. You will need a CLB level of 7 or higher in English or French. Then we have business establishment. You must establish a new business or buy a new business with a minimum 34% ownership. There will be a list of ineligible businesses we will get into during the business establishment section later on in this video. And the last requirement is work experience. You will need at least 6 months of full-time work experience. This can also come from courses, more info on that later in the video. So now let's get into the requirements with a bit more detail. First up, we have education. You must have completed at least 2 years of full-time education in Alberta, resulting in a degree or diploma. And this must have been from a designated post-secondary institution in Alberta. I'll have a link down in the description with a list of the designated post-secondary institutions in Alberta. Completing your program of study must result in a postgraduate work permit, which happens to be the next requirement, work permit. You must have a postgraduate work permit for at least 2 years at the time of your expression of interest submission to the AINP. It is important to note that applicants can only have this permit once in their life. I'll have a link down in the description with more information on this permit. The next requirement is language. You must be able to read, write, speak, and understand either English or French at a CLB level 7 or higher. And you can prove your language abilities through one of the designated tests. For English, those are the IELTS General Training Test or the CELPIP General Test. And for French, they are the TEF Canada and the TCF Canada. I'll have a link down below with more information on these tests, as well as some information as to how the grades of these tests compare to CLB scores. The next requirement is business establishment. You must establish a new business or buy an existing business with at least 34% ownership. And any business partners that you might have need to be either Canadian permanent residents or Canadian citizens. And there are some factors that would make the business either eligible or ineligible. I'll have some screenshots up on the screen pretty soon here, so definitely make sure to pause if I'm going too fast. First up, we'll look at what goes into making your business eligible, but in general, Alberta is seeking businesses that have the potential for creating economic benefit to Alberta. So here is the list of what makes a business eligible. And next, I will put up 2 screenshots, one after the other, of what would make a business ineligible. But generally speaking, Alberta doesn't want any businesses that wouldn't create economic benefit to the province. So here is the first list of what makes a business eligible. And the second. Now we get to the final requirement, work experience. You must have at least 6 months of full-time work experience. This can be a combination of actively managing or owning a business, or what can be called work experience equivalencies. Equivalencies would be experience with a business incubator or a business accelerator, or even completion of entrepreneurship program courses. I'll put examples of these up on the screen right now. These are the approved post-secondary institution entrepreneur programs and suggestions for work experience equivalencies. Make sure to pause if I'm going too fast. It is important to note that there are several entrepreneurship programs available through different post-secondary institutions in Alberta, and they may not all be eligible as work experience equivalencies. Generally speaking, courses that are extracurricular and not part of a formal program may not be eligible as work experience equivalencies. So now that we have a grasp of all of the requirements, let's take a look at some factors that could help your application. These factors can be called adaptability factors. I will put up some lists of these in a moment, and definitely make sure to pause if I'm going too fast. So the first adaptability factor to keep in mind is age. Your chances may be better if you are aged between 21 to 49 years. However, do keep in mind that this is not a requirement, so being older than 49 years is definitely no reason to not go through with this stream. Next, we have the economic benefit category. This means that your business could help the economy based on what it actually is and where it is. The biggest concern here would be that the business can create jobs, especially high-paying jobs. The next section has to do with spouses or common law partners. The big takeaway here is that Alberta wants families where all members are comfortably settled in Canada. And just another reminder, these are not requirements, these will simply help in your application. The final criteria for positive adaptability is family. If you or your spouse or common law partner have one of the following family members living full-time in Alberta, it would definitely help your application. And those family members are parents or step-parents, a child or stepchild, and siblings or step-siblings. Next, let's talk about the application process. If you have reviewed all of the requirements and you believe that you are a good match for this stream, you can submit an expression of interest to the AINP. This can all be done through the AINP Portal, which I will have a link for down in the description. The AINP will review and score your submission in the next 30 days. The highest ranking candidates will be invited to submit a business application. If you're invited to submit a business application, your business plan must be evaluated and approved by an AINP approved service provider. Now let's talk about the cost to apply. It costs 3,500 Canadian dollars to submit your business application, and this is non-refundable. It should also be noted that each separate business application requires a separate fee. Now let's talk about what happens after your successful application. If your business application is approved, you will be sent a Business Performance Agreement, or BPA for short. You will be asked to review and sign the BPA, which is a legal document between you and the AINP. This BPA must be sent back to the AINP signed within 14 days. After the AINP receives this signed BPA, you will be issued a Business Application Approval Letter. To clarify, this letter is not a nomination. That part comes later. First, you must establish your business in Alberta. After receiving your Business Application Approval Letter, you are required to reside in Alberta, actively own and operate an eligible business in Alberta with at least 34% ownership for at least 12 months, meet the conditions of your BPA that you signed with the Government of Alberta, and demonstrate that the business is operating successfully by generating product or services after 1 year of operation. Once the conditions of the BPA have been met, you can submit a final report to the AINP for nomination. And finally, if this final report is approved, the AINP will send you a nomination certificate. So finally, let's talk a little bit about what happens once you are nominated. Now that you have received your nomination certificate, you will now need to apply for permanent residence through the IRCC. Keep in mind that you must continue to fulfill the conditions on your BPA during the AINP nomination assessment. The IRCC will contact you for further clarification or if they need any additional documents. And that's it, guys. I hope this video proves helpful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down below in the comment section or send me a private message. Do keep in mind, I'm not a professional. However, I can connect you with a certified immigration consultant, one that would offer a free 30-minute consultation. If you guys like the content, please consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. And with that, I hope you guys have a great day and a great life. Take care.